back, hardware's back. I was having some trouble with the internet, but it looks like I have it resolved. Before we get started, a couple things about an assignment. It looks like if you haven't signed up yet on our first assignment, our MIS article assignment is out, available on Brightspace. The link to Sign Up Genius is right here. If you click on that link, you'll see that this Friday is booked, right? We have 3 sign-ups for this Friday. We have 1 for the following Friday. Please sign up for a slot because as slots expire, they expire. And if you do not use them and there's no slots at the end, then it's, like I said, like musical chairs, and there's no slot for you, and you get a 0 on what should be a grade boosting assignment. So please, if you haven't done so, sign up for a slot as soon as possible. The other thing is, hopefully, has anyone been able to take the Chapter 1 quiz? Did it work, Katie? Yeah. Okay, so the Chapter 1 quiz is now available. That should be under Assessment Quizzes. Chapter 1 quiz, I think I said you can take that up to 5 times, and it's going to keep your highest score. That's at least how I programmed it. So hopefully that works okay. Today we're going to kind of review Chapter 2 a little bit, go a little bit further, not much further. But we're talking about collaboration information systems. And one that I want to, I think at this point many of you have been introduced to it, but I want to do a little assignment on an information system that is specifically designed for collaboration. So let's go to the slides, and this is going to be kind of a review. We talked about the difference between cooperation and collaboration, in that collaboration, we need mechanisms for feedback and iteration, right? We want feedback. We say this is the first draft, and we're gonna add to it and go from there. Okay, so that was an important thing. Okay, it talks about the successful objectives. And why do we use collaboration information systems in the business world? Well, really, you can break it down into 4 things. The 4 things are to become informed, right? That's the baseline. To make decisions, to problem solve, and to manage projects. And these things kind of fall upon one another, right? For us to be able to make decisions, we have to know something. We have to understand something. For us to solve problems, we have to know something, and we have to have the ability to make decisions. And to manage projects, we need to do all those things. So in the business world, those things, generally speaking, solving problems, communicating, managing projects, that's it, right? I don't care what industry you're in. You can break the 4 things you do into those 4 things. And we talked about types of decisions in the business world. And you probably talked about this back in Management 101 with Dr. Eklund. 3 levels: operational, managerial, and strategic. Operational tends to be things that we do day to day, okay, day type of decisions. Reordering things, or just things that we do. We say this needs done, the grass needs cut the grass, right? Those are the kind of things that operational decisions. Managerial decisions, a little higher level. Those are things like, how do we best use resources? Right now I'm putting together the schedule for the spring 2017 semester. I'm deciding what courses we're going to offer in the spring, who's going to teach them, what time they're going to teach them, and what rooms they're going to teach them. And those are managerial decisions, right? How we best use our resources. It's not a day-to-day thing. It's something, though, that the manager makes those decisions. And then strategic are bigger, longer range things. Do we need a major in international arbitrage? Probably not. But maybe that would be a decision that the chair makes. Now, if we think about that, those decisions are different, right? They're different levels, and they require different amounts of collaboration. The ones that are higher, okay, strategic, need more collaboration, right? So we need to get more people involved. Maybe the student advisory board gets involved. Maybe the board of directors, whatever it might be, has to approve it. Maybe the president has to approve it. So we need collaboration. We need more feedback. Operational decisions, I make that call, right? I know the grass needs cut, I'll cut the grass. I don't have to communicate with anyone about that. Managerial, kind of in the middle. And that has to do with the level of structure of the decision. Strategic tend to be unstructured. operational, tend to be very, very structured. Okay. We talked about the five pieces, and the thing that's really important, kind of in the five component framework when we talk about information systems, is the difference between data and metadata. And you'll hear this a lot of times. What is the difference between data and metadata? What is the difference between data and metadata? Do you guys recall what's data versus metadata? Katie? Yeah, it's the information about the data. So you're working on a project plan. The project plan, is the project data, right? You're saying this is when the tasks start. But there's going to be things along with that, like, hey, John Miko maybe made a comment to say, let's move that task out. That's metadata, right? Or, hey, this was last updated on August 30th, 2016. That's metadata. It's data about the data, right? It's not the core stuff. It's information about it. And we need both, right? To manage and collaborate, we need both of those things. Where we left off was kind of this chart. We're kind of talking about all the ways that we collaborate in the business world. And we broke them into two major categories. The two major categories are synchronous versus asynchronous. And Kyle, what's the difference there? Synchronous versus asynchronous. What's the difference?
Synchronous is communication at the same time. It was like video chat.
Very good. So synchronous communication versus asynchronous communication. Synchronous is at the same time. Asynchronous means, if I leave a sticky note for my wife, and she wakes up and she reads the sticky note, that's asynchronous. If I say something to my wife, that is synchronous kind of communication. So information systems, collaboration information systems, usually play in one of two of those worlds, right? They're designed for same time, or they're designed for asynchronous kind of communication. They further break them down into single location and multiple location, but I don't think we need to do that so much. And we started talking about things. We talked about video conferencing, multi-party text chat, webinars, video conferencing, and we're going to use not a webinar tool, but in this class we're going to use Blackboard Collaborate. I think you guys ever use Blackboard Collaborate? No. How many people use Blackboard Collaborate? Probably got forced to use it stats, right? Okay, so it's called virtual classroom software. It's designed to have a synchronous class, right? So it's kind of designed. And in the business world, there are other tools that are like that. For us to have a meeting at a disparate location at the same time, we use something called WebEx. Have you guys ever heard of WebEx or webinars? It allows people to put up slides and talk and raise their hand and comment. So we're going to try to use some of that software as well. Office applications such as Word, PowerPoint, shared whiteboards. When we're talking about asynchronous, the one I wanted to give special attention to is email. Okay? The reason I want to give special attention to email is because it really did transform the business world and how the business world communicates. And we now have all kind of great tools. We have text, we have all kind of chat options for communicating. But this is still probably the most commonly used form of communication in the business world. Okay? It really transformed business. And you guys might think, okay, email's been around forever, but I feel like it's been around forever. But I graduated from college. I was a math computer science major, right? The geekiest of the geeky, right? I love computers. I love math. And when I graduated college, I never used email. So email is like new to me, like from 22 to 46, like the last 24 years, right? So if there was a technology that I get my hands on, I got my hands on it. And I graduated college, I never used email. So that's how kind of new it is to mainstream, like the mainstream business world. My first job, we had email, but it was only for people inside the company, right? I couldn't email anyone else. It was called Office Vision. It was on the mainframe. It was like all a green screen. You could only send text, you couldn't send files, but it was awesome. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can send this person a message and we'll receive a message tomorrow? Yeah, that would work. It was neat stuff, okay? So anyways, now email is obviously developed. You can send it to anywhere on the internet. But let's talk about the pros and the cons of email. What are the pros and the cons of email? Because this is a collaboration information system that deserves some attention. What is the pros and cons of email? What are the pros? Come on, think like a business person. Why email? What's a positive about email? Yes. All right. You could do multi-party, right? It's digital, so I can send the same version to 1,000 people, right? So because it's digital, multi-party, very easy. If I wanted to send a physical item to multiple people, I'd have to have multiple physical items, and I'd have to send it physically multiple times, right? I'd have to mail 50 copies of it. So that's definitely a plus, but what else? Yes? Okay, so we can send it globally, and how fast with that? Almost instantaneous, right? And it's amazing, our expectation for those kinds of things, right? Maybe you're on the phone with someone and they're maybe halfway across the country and you say, I just emailed to you, you get it? And it's like 3 seconds expire and you're like impatient as hell, right? You're like, why didn't you get it? You're in California. It's amazing. That's our level of expectation. What had to happen was that had to go through a whole network, through multiple cities, and it's there like that, okay? So it's almost instantaneous, globally instantaneous. What else? Those are pluses. Kyle?
You can send like fairly large files.
Okay, so it allows us to share documents, not just text, but we can share documents, right? We can share pictures, we can share Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, videos, whatever. It allows us to attach things and share other content besides, a message. That's very good. What else? Yes?
Correct.
Okay. It's really, if you think about it, it's kind of direct addressing. And I know I'm showing my age here, but one of the things I had to learn, like in high school in some damn life skills class, is how to address a letter, right? How to address a physical letter that I'm going to send someone. There are rules for it. You put the name, you put the street address, you put the state, the city, the comma state, the zip code, and then up here in this corner you put the... That takes some time, right? There's rules associated with it. Email, you just say, me@johnmico.com, boom, that's it, right? It's simple, right? It's direct addressing. Very good. Only goes to you, yes? It doesn't go, when a mail goes to my house, right? Anyone can pick up that thing, but it goes right to me. What else? What's your good pros? Give me more pros, or give me a con. Come on, pros, cons, Katie?
I would say cons.
Yeah, okay, so one of the things, this is true of almost anything on the internet, right? Anything digital, it's going to be backed up. So you may delete it from your inbox. You may have the other person delete it from their inbox, right? You say, delete it from my sent folder. Can you delete that from your inbox? Well, I can tell you, it's not gone. It is on, there are called like post office servers, on like in the corporate, that thing still resides on, right? So, it's never really deleted, right? And the written word, has some issues, yes? The written word can be misinterpreted. And this has happened, several times. Like, perhaps you send an email to someone and say, nice job, and you really meant nice job, but it comes across as a nice job, like sarcastic, right? So it's very easy to misinterpret things like that. You don't get the tone of the voice, you don't get the visual, so the written word can be misinterpreted. That's a con. Yes, Kyle?
Viruses.
Okay, so yeah, we could say, viruses and hacking, yes. We'll put that in there. What else? What else?
Always connected.
Okay, we'll say always connected. Very good. Which is a pro and a con because some people feel that they can't ever get away from their job, right? Because if you're like me, you're kind of addicted to it. You're kind of addicted to like your cell phone and your email. So that's a good thing and a bad thing. It probably causes issues with your family, things like that. So always connected is a plus, but also a negative. Go ahead, sir. All right, so let's talk about why that is the case. And the one thing I want to put up here before we talk about why people don't check their email is, how much does email cost to send? Basically virtually free. I mean, there's a cost to it. Someone has to maintain it. There's email systems, Gmail's paying for it, but it's virtually free, which is unbelievable. So it's fast, it's free, you can share documents, direct address, always connected, globally instantaneous. Wow, no wonder that has taken off. And so you said people don't check their email. Okay. Why? Okay. So because of some of these things, virtually free, we can send to multiple parties, direct address. So what happens, a negative, is we have to deal with spam, which when you think of spam, we got pretty good at getting rid of spam. Do you guys know what I mean by spam? I mean, these are unsolicited, advertisements for whatever, whatever it might be, like reverse mortgages, drugs, whatever it might be, spam. We're pretty good at filtering out spam. Like Google can detect that stuff, and something we have a spam filter we bought, so we're pretty good at that. But what do you get that's not spam that is also makes it ridiculous? What else do you get? It's not spam. It's not someone trying to sell you a condo or someone trying to get you to do a mortgage, but it's what? Yes.
Junk mail?
Just junk mail. Like another name for it is totally uninteresting. It's called tuna. Totally uninteresting news and administration. So if you think about all the emails you get in a day, and I know, for instance, we have at St. Francis, we have an issue with it, right? We're good at it. You get a lot of emails for things that do not pertain to you, right? And you reach what's called a tipping point where you say, well, that communication channel is not for me, right? I'm not going to use it. It's not, things aren't directed for me. They're uninteresting. I'm not going to check it. And then once every 100 emails, you get something that, boy, I really should have checked that. But it's hard to filter through that, yes? Because it's so easy to send, just send an email, just send an email, just send an email. And we deal with that, and it also can cause information overload, right? Kind of too much, right? Too much. Do I really need to know about, this or that, or someone's doing a 5K or a fundraiser, or someone's doing needlepoint work? I don't need to know that, or the mass schedule for the next month. I don't need that, right? So that can be a problem. What else? What else? And I want to, you guys have a positive here, share documents. But what can happen when we share a document in email? Let's say I want to collaborate on documents, because we're talking about collaboration. And I say, this is a draft of we're working on a paper together, a proposal of how we're going to use swab hall, acceptable use policy for swab hall. And I send it to all of you, right? I say, hey, I want your feedback and your collaboration on it. Great, I've included all of you. What's the problem with that approach? What's going to happen? So I say, edit it as you see fit. And Matt has some great ideas, so he edits it. Aubrey has some fantastic ideas. She edits it. Daniel has some great ideas, so he adds some things to it. What's the issue with that?
I have 3 different edited versions.
Very good. So when I send that out to everyone, now I don't have one version of that document. I have 30 versions, right? And now we have Matt's version, we have the original version, we have Aubrey's version, we have Daniel's, and they may have been on top of each other, right? So we have an issue here when we share documents. Have you ever had this happen? Have you ever had this happen where you said, oh, that's the old one, you got the old one, someone updated in the meantime? You guys know what I'm talking about? What we call that is version management, okay? That's a version management issue, because now we don't have one version, we have 30 versions, and those versions now might be in different states, and we don't have one cohesive document that we collaborate on, right? That's called a version management issue. So we have misinterpretation, never deleted, virus hacking, spam, so information overload. What else? What else? Is there anything else that I can think that I'm not thinking of? I'm not thinking of any myself, but maybe you guys have something. Okay. So email is a great communication tool. Has some limitations, we see, right? It's asynchronous. That's another positive because I don't have to be online to receive it. You don't wait there forever. I'll read your email tomorrow. And you're right. I mean, I've said this to people that have worked for me. Faculty members, like, you get my email, and I say, yeah, I got it, but I didn't read it. It sounds rude, but it's true. Like, I got it, but I didn't think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't take the 5 minutes to think about it because I didn't have 5 minutes to think about it. So that happens as well with email. It sounds awful, but it's acceptable. So how can we fix this? How can we say, I want to do that, I want to collaborate on a document with all 30 of you, and I want to share it, I want you to be able to collaborate on it. How can we fix that?
There's like Google Docs.
Okay. So one of the things that has come to be more and more common in the business world is something. This was kind of the buzzword, I don't know, 5 years ago, and it's still important, but it was the buzzword. Like, you use this if you want to seem smart and be hip in the business IT world. You use this word. It was called the cloud. What does the cloud mean? You ever hear some people say it's in the cloud? It's the cloud, right? You ever hear? What's that mean? The cloud. What does that mean? What does that mean? The cloud. Yes.
It's like kind of like one single place where all the information is stored.
Where's the single place? Exactly. So the internet, we don't know where the hell it is, right? So we might be working on a document, and we're actually going to do an assignment with Google Docs and Drive. We're going to collaborate on some things. That's what I'm going to introduce next. But we don't know where that document is. We don't know if it's stored on a server farm in Nevada or a server farm in Germany, or it's buried under Schwab Hall. We don't know. We don't care, because we're all looking at this document that's somewhere in the cloud, right? Somewhere in the cloud. And what's nice about this is what? What's nice about this? What's some great things about this? So go ahead, Sarah.
You can save something from one computer and then get it from another.
Okay, so as long as I'm connected to this thing called the cloud, right? If I'm at home and I can access the cloud, hey, it's not. If I'm at work, I can access. Boy, there it is, right? That's a great thing. That's a fantastic thing. I can be in a hotel in Vegas. Boom, I access the cloud. There's that document. I didn't have to put it on my computer. I didn't have to print it out and put it in my pocket. It's in the cloud. Fantastic. It's always available as long as I can reach that thing called the cloud. So that's one good thing. What else? What else is great about that? Yes.
You could save something from your phone to your cloud and put it up on your laptop.
Okay, so not only can I access it on mobile locations, but mobile devices, right? Phone, laptop, tablet, doesn't matter, right? If you have it stored in the right place. If you think about it, when I emailed a document to you, it made 30 versions of that document, and each one of those had to be sent. And maybe they're, 10, or let's say a gigabyte each. Well, now I'm using 30 gigabytes of space, and you're using, because I had to make 30 versions of that. We only have one version of that, which is a great thing. What else can I do, Matt?
I was going to ask, how does the cloud actually work? I don't know if it is, but it's just servers.
Yeah, it is. The cloud is just a term for okay, when people did network diagrams, they say, well, we don't have to worry about we have our own internal network at St. Francis, right? We're hooked to printers and all that stuff. But then we contract with Comcast to provide internet service. So if we were doing a design of a process, we don't care about how Comcast gets us internet, right? And I'm going to show you guys when we talk about networking, when I send something, I send an email somewhere, what happens is it goes through St. Francis servers, goes to our Comcast rep, and then it goes Comcast has a lease line that goes to Chicago. It figures out it goes from Chicago to St. Louis, from St. Louis to San Antonio, and then it resides at a server somewhere in California. That's where the message goes to. So I don't care about all those hops in the middle. I can see them, but I don't care about them, right? I don't maintain them. It's not my infrastructure. So we just call it the cloud, but the cloud is just a synonym for like the internet, right? That's all it is. It's just the internet. It's just a collection of computers that are outside ours that, you know, the data is connected through. That's it, okay? Now, the cloud is, we're going to use Google Docs in a minute, right? They have connected to the cloud, connected to the internet, connected to your device whenever you want it, is they have massive server farms. And server farms are computers usually like in tractor trailers where they like have this cooling, and they have like warehouses full of these trailers where they have all this storage, right? They don't know, well, they do know. You don't know where your data is stored, but it's somewhere, you know, physically on one of those server farms somewhere. But you don't care, right? It's just the cloud. So the cloud is just, you know, kind of, that's why I don't know, I don't care what's going on. It's just the internet, right? It's just somewhere. I don't know where it's at exactly. So no one maintains the cloud. Like if people think, oh, is there a cloud? No, it's just the internet, right? It's a collection of all these things that come together. So what else? So we talked about, you know, version management issues. That kind of goes away with the cloud, right? Because there's one document that we're all working on at the same time, all right? And it doesn't matter, so it's the same document. And we're going to see it has like version management stuff involved with that, yes? And when I send 30 copies of that, I'm sending 30 physical documents. I can just send a link to that, right? I'm not sending any bits or bytes. I'm saying, hey, I can access the cloud. I've given you access to it. Here's a link to the cloud. Here's a link to that, yes? So this has been, you know, kind of how we collaborate, you know, in most large organizations, people that get the advantages of that. So here's what we're going to do today, because I talk too much. We only have about 23 minutes, but we are going to do a little assignment using Google Docs and Drive. So here's what we're going to do. If you go to Brightspace, you really don't have to go to Brightspace, but you can. In our assignments, there's the article assignment, and hopefully you guys can see this one. It says collaboration exercise under assignments. You guys see that? Yes? No? Yes, okay. So what I've done is I own the domain name johnmiko.com because, well, I'm a bit of a narcissist, right? So I want to have the email address me@johnmiko.com. So, you know, that's my email address if you want to use it. But anyways, I own that domain name, and Google has something called Google Apps, which is a collection of services in the cloud. And one of those is what they call Docs or Drive, where you can store documents in the Drive. So under my domain name, I set everyone up with an account. Okay, so everyone in this class, if you spin down here, I took your first name and your last name and put @johnmiko.com after it. And I gave everyone the same password, which is, you know, very, very crafty. MIS102 password. Okay, so that's your password. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to kind of show you this, but here's what I want you to navigate to. So I would like you to, up top here it says google.com/a/johnmiko.com. Do you guys see that link? So click on that link. And hopefully you get this. Do you get this? If you go to google.com, www.google.com/a/johnmiko.com, I'm going to type it in. Okay, so you have this page. So you may have your own Gmail account, okay, but now you have another, which you only have for this class. But if we click Add Account, okay, I want you to put in here the email address I gave you. So I'm going to do teststudent@johnmiko.com. So you'll do your name @johnmiko.com and click Next. And then you're going to put in MIS102, and MIS is all capital, and PASS word, password. And it should say like, hey, welcome to your new account. Okay. It says welcome to your new account. Read all these terms of agreement, and click accept. Okay, so it's making you change your making me change. You guys have to change your password? No. All right, I have to. I created a test student after I created you guys. You guys didn't have to do that, did you? Now the recovery information? No?
It wanted me to, but I just.
You skipped it, okay, good. So let me, where did I go? Combat news. Why is it not going through? So, I guess I have to get to sign in again after original. So, I want you guys to, can you get to this screen? So it looks like you have to go through it again. Just go to google.com/a/johnmiko.com. And that link's in Brightspace. Which is kind of, what's kind of nice is, okay, so if I'm a business, I'm not, but if I were a business, you know, and I got this is free, right? It used to be free, and I've grandfathered because I've been on it so long. I can give like, I think 50 email addresses, and you guys have like 5 gigabytes of space. What's also nice is there's a suite of applications under Google Docs, under Google, Google Apps, I think this is called. And obviously some of the applications you understand, like Gmail is what? Email, right? Docs is a version of, it's a word processor, cloud. Sheets is what? That's a Google, that's an Excel spreadsheet in the cloud. Slides, what do you think that is? PowerPoint, obviously calendar, sites is like a website. Hangouts, which they're adding to Hangouts. Hangouts is, does anyone use Google Hangouts, by the way? You use it? What do you use it for, Randall?
Sharing screens.
Okay. Okay. So Google Hangouts, that's more of a synchronous kind of tool where we can like a FaceTime and share screens. Google Groups, Google Plus, which is their failed social media. And I don't even know what Reiki, I don't know what that is, so I'll have to check that out. But anyways, here's what I want you to go into when you get in here. I want you to go into Drive. And Drive used to be called Docs, okay? So, but now it's called Drive. Drive is a shared drive in the cloud. So you store documents here, you can access them anywhere. I'm sure you guys maybe use Drive or use the Apple Cloud or whatever you might use. I think they give you, I have 100 gig, I paid for that. But they give you 15 gigabytes free for photos, documents, and more. And what's really nice is if you store your photos in their format, compressed format, it's unlimited, right? So 15 gigabytes only counts for the ones you want to store like in the original high def version. You know what I'm saying? You can store unlimited compressed folders. So it's cool. Like any pictures I take on my phone automatically get backed up to my drive. So I don't, if my phone dies, I don't care. My photos are all there. So that's a nice feature, okay? But what we're working on here, okay, I'm going to X out of that, is if you go under Shared with Me, and hopefully this worked, okay, me at johnmiko.com, that would be me, shared 2 documents with you. So you should see those 2 documents up. You guys see those 2 documents? And here's what those documents are. So let's go into the second one, Fall 2016 MIS102, Chapter 1 and 2 notes. So let's click on that. And, okay, I was able to, so you can see as you guys are all coming in, Randall, Tessa, Sean, Cody, all these people, you guys are all coming in, because I invited you, and I created the document, I'm the owner of the document. I can share with people and say, you can read it, or I can share with people and say, you can edit it as well. And I gave you guys all write access, edit access to it, right? So what's nice about this, one version of this document stored in the cloud, and we can collaborate together. So be careful what you write. Your name is there. But anyways, we can collaborate synchronously on this, right? We could be on a phone call or we're using Google Hangouts at the same damn time, and we could be talking about, what do you think about this line? No, rewrite that line. Or, what do you think about we use, maybe we're working on a, some kind of flyer. What do you think about maybe using this font versus this font, this picture versus this picture? So what I want you to do, with this first document, so there's a couple pieces to this assignment. I want you to, I put an outline of chapter 1 and 2 notes here. That's what this is. So if you think about it, Taylor has a version of chapter 1 and 2 notes, and Sawyer does, and Aubrey does. But if we collaborate, the power of the crowd, we should have the best version of chapter 1 and 2 notes out here, right? So everyone's going to collaborate on this. And what that means is you don't have to just don't dump your notes out there, but you want to add to it, right? Everyone needs to add to it. So someone writes some things up. So it doesn't have to be note-wise, but I want some people to write something. Whatever it might be, write my name, I don't care. But I want you to add to this. I want you to, kind of create one set of comprehensive notes. And think about the beauty of that. Now, you may feel it's unfair because, hey, I took good notes and Matt didn't take a damn note, but now he gets all of our notes. But hey, that's life, right? So it's a crowdsourced kind of initiative, and we're collaborating on one set of notes. Now, what's kind of nice is we talked about version management, right? So there isn't 30 versions of this document. There's one version of this document. But you're saying, well, Dr. Miko, I'm editing it right now, and maybe Matt goes out there and does something that, he deletes everything. And we're like, oh, damn it. There's only one document, and Matt deleted everything. Well, if we look at under C revision history, okay, God bless you. We say I created this yesterday, so at 4:33, John Miko edited it. But then, at 9:37 a.m. today, Daniel Meyer made some changes, Sean McCord made some changes, Ricardo Randolph made some changes. And we could, what we could is we can go back to those changes. So we can say, let's go back to this change. So, this is what the revision looked like, before you guys added your changes. And I could go back to that version. I could say, I'm going to go back to what I did and get rid of all these, whatever the hell these people wrote in here, right? So that's nice. That helps with my version management, does it not? Yeah, it does. So that is, and it's automatically saved. Hey, I forgot to say, it's automatically saved. It keeps saving as you work. So that's a beautiful thing. And if we look at this, okay, it has mostly all the tools that you would have in Microsoft Word, right? We have different fonts, we have italicize, we have tables we can insert. There are, there's graphs and charts we can do. There are drawings. There are add-ons, and what's kind of nice is because it's online, there's templates as well that are available. We can, people share their templates. Like maybe someone has a good template for a flyer for Frisbee football, right? Oh, great. I'll just rip off it. I'll borrow their flyer, right? So it's a great space for collaboration. Now, if I go back to shared with me, the other thing, and this is, last year we collaborated on the blueprints for Schwab Hall. Okay, so I used my MIS102 class to say, hey, here are the blueprints for Schwab Hall. Can you guys tell me what you think of them, what's your opinion, what kind of things, spaces do you want? As a way for me to elicit, way for the school business to get student comments, student feedbacks. So today I said, well, and Dr. Fry and I would like your help brainstorming ideas to market our business programs. What can we do better? What can we do to attract more potential students? Maybe alumni investors, maybe people in the marketplace. And I kind of put them generally under four things. Okay, programs, like you got to think about, are there any programs that we should start that we don't have? Are there programs that we have that are no good? Are there courses that we should have? Are there courses that we should cut? Okay, and don't put anything personal out there, right? Don't put that in there. But those kind of things. Okay, so what new majors, minors, concentration courses should we offer? Are there any we should prune, cut off? People, are there positions that the SOB should add? Should we have a, massage therapist on staff? I would vote yes. But is there other things that you guys think we should do? How do we leverage our beautiful new building to market to potential students and other stakeholders? So, this is new to us, and we're just learning how to use it. We're learning how students use it. We want to learn how to leverage this to potential students and the outside world. Like, what can we do differently in this building? Or do you have any ideas for this building? Okay, I want you to share those. And then the last one is positions. Should we kind of position the School of Business differently in the market somehow? Like, what should our brand be? What's our differentiating factor? Think about it. There's like 2,500 schools or universities in the United States, and about 90% of them have a School of Business, an undergraduate business degree, and 90% of our curriculum is the same as every other damn school, right? So, what is our differentiating factor? What do you think our differentiating factor is? What should our brand be? Okay, so first thing I want you to do is collaborate on those two documents. Do you guys understand that? Yes? Okay. The other thing I want you to do, okay, is, and you can do it with me right now. Let's go back to Drive, and you can get up here. You're not going to be able to reach that. I want you to start at least a document, or I think I have an assignment of document. So let's go back to this page, go to New, and I'm going to start do Google Docs, okay? Or you can upload, let's do file upload. I'm going to upload something. So let's see if there's any pictures on here. Bless you. Pictures. Music on here. All right, so let's just create a new document, and let's do a Google Docs. Okay, so this is a brand new document, and I'm going to give it a name, like Miko document. And, I might write here, this is my bucket list. Okay, so, and then I put down things I want to do, right? Okay. So, and maybe I want your collaboration on what my bucket list should be. So, this is what I want to show you. What's kind of nice is I create this document, and now I want to share it with people. And you're going to have to do this with at least one document. So, you're going to go up here to Share. And you can share it by giving this link, but maybe you want someone to edit it. So, I want you to share it with me at johnmiko.com and one other classmate. So I'll share it with Daniel as well. Okay. So I click send. Now we don't have the email portion working, but what would happen in a regular business context is Daniel would get a link, an email saying, hey, John Miko just shared with this for you. He's looking for your input. He would click on the link, and to share with me, he would see that document, right? And I didn't just have to share it with Daniel. I could have shared it with 30 of you or 50 of you or 20 of you. Now, a lot of times you say, well, Dr. Miko, I don't want to work with Google Docs. Well, if I have, let's see, let me save this. I'll save this on my desktop. So these are the PowerPoint slides for our course. And I'm going to say new, and instead of creating it, I'm going to say a file upload, and I'm going to upload those PowerPoint slides. It's going to take a little bit of time. okay? But now they're in my drive, and I can see them, and I can also share these PowerPoint slides with Daniel again, and Danielle, I guess I'll share with her, and I click send, and now those are shared with you, right? So I can take so I want you to share something with me at johnmiko.com, that's me, and any other student. So you're going to share something. I don't care what it is. It could be your football schedule. It could be your bucket list. It could be your scheduled classes. I want to see that you can share something with me and someone else, right, for collaboration. Okay. The last thing I want you to do, and I'm kind of running out of time, I think as part of the assignment, is sometimes, and some of you guys have me for stats, so you've seen this already, but one of the things that's really nice, I think, about Google Drive is there's something called Forms, Google Forms. Okay? Google Forms allows you to build a form or a survey free of charge that you can then deliver to people via email. So maybe you want to know what's the best time for your fraternity to have your bash. You want to say, what weekend do you think and why? You can send out an email to everyone, gather all those responses. In about 2 seconds, you can create a survey and send it out to everyone. All those responses will come and be put into a spreadsheet, and then you can analyze the hell out of it if you make you the king of the fraternity, I guess. Okay? So I want you to create a little survey, a little Google form, and then also send that to me. Actually, I'm going to have you send that to everyone in the class, just so we can see. Okay? So we're running out of time. I think we're out of time. But I'll go through that last point because I did a pretty poor, quick job of that. I'll go through that last point again. That's due, I think, what's the date I have on it? Do you guys see? What is that next Friday? When is that? No, that's not that.
This Monday.
Okay, that's Monday. Okay, Monday. All right, so it's due Monday. So yeah, that should be good. So on Friday, we have three article presentations. Can't wait to see them. If you pick an article and you want to say, run it by me, say, is this appropriate, Dr. Miko? That's fine. Generally speaking, anything that you think would interest and entertain the class and Dr. Miko, that's a good thing. Right? That's a good thing. We're trying to, I can bring so many things in the class, but you guys can bring other things in the class, and that's what that's what that assignment is all about. All right, see you guys. Have a great day.